How's it going, folks? What is happening now? It's Tactar Ted. It's a Friday, and we are looking at being done with the week. And what a week it's been, folks. What a week it's been. We found out that the political elites of both parties don't have a problem flushing $40 billion with a B dollars down the toilet, and American mothers can't find baby formula. And if you complain about it, you're a Russian bot. You are a Putin puppet if you complain about not having formula for your child. I bet any Californian who's bitching about their $8 a gallon gas, which I predicted, and I still think it's going to go to $12 a gallon. I bet any of those people who bitch about the cost of gasoline are also now Putin puppets. Yes, you will be denounced as a Putin puppet if you want to know where your tax dollars are going. You're going to be denounced a Putin puppet if you complain about Joe Biden's sour-ass economy. Isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful? Don't raise any dissent. If you raise any dissent, you're a Putin puppet. You are anti-American. Yes, anti-American. Guess what, folks? I am an American, and I have freedom of speech. I'm allowed to fucking question. I voted you idiots in. And let me tell you what. Donald Trump may have been wrong about a few things. He was absolutely right about the swamp. And you have to look no farther than Dan, the eye patch, Crenshaw. Yes, this man, this Navy SEAL, this great American veteran, which I'm not going to degrade anything he did for his country as a veteran, but he is now a political elite swamp dweller. Yes, a dweller of the swamp. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about anything but his political agenda. He doesn't care if you don't want $80 billion, which is what this is all going to cost us by the time it's done. $80 billion of your money flushed down the toilet, as long as he gets to poke Russia and gets to send young Ukrainian kids to their death in a war that they're not going to win. Simply because, hey, it seemed like a good idea. Now, for those of you who don't understand geography, Russia is on the other side of the fucking planet. It's not next door. Well, unless you happen to be up there where Sarah Palin was from and she got mocked because Russia was close. Somebody said, "Oh, I can see Russia from my back door." Actually, that wasn't even Sarah Palin that said that. That was somebody impersonating her on a Saturday Night Live skit. But, you know, the left, it doesn't matter where it came from. It was said, and if we can make an argument that it was said, then we'll just continue the lie. And what a great lie we're living today. 40 billion on top of the 20 billion equals 60 billion. But don't forget, folks, once we go about replacing all those weapons that we're selling, and I'm sure we're selling them at a cut rate price, it's going to cost us at least an additional 20 billion. Hell, it may cost us as much as 120 billion with a B to replace everything we're sending to Ukraine. But don't worry, folks, we're working on getting more baby formula. Yes, you're going to have baby formula on your shelf in what? Wait a minute, we're not? Oh, okay. Well, part of that 40 billion was to help lower oil prices and get gas reasonable in places like California where they're paying $8 a gallon, right? Yeah, that's so that they're going to have lower gas price. What? No. In fact, folks, we don't even know what was in that bill. There is zero transparency. But they were in a hurry. They had to do it now. There couldn't be any accountability. There couldn't be anybody to ride herd over the billions of dollars and report back to us, the American people, the taxpayers, where that 40 billion with a B dollars went. 40 billion, folks, it's not a small amount. It's absolutely not a small amount. And, you know, Ukraine's having such a great week. I think last count out of Azovstal, there were 19,000 people. And the Ukrainian government, with its help of the American media and Western media, have been lying their ass off calling this surrender and evacuation. And they lied to everybody saying that these soldiers were going to be immediately exchanged. No, a lot of these guys are war criminals. They've got crimes against humanity for their actions in Donbass over 8 years. They're going to be filtered. They're going to be checked. And if they go to trial, they go to trial. And it's really, really amazing to me that we're willing to fight to the last Ukrainian. We're not going to send any of our troops over. No, we're not going to do that. We don't want our kids to die. And veterans say thank you. But you know what? As a veteran, it's repugnant to me that you want untrained Ukrainian kids to go, who don't have training. You've got to give them 8 different types of anti-tank weapon. You're not going to train them on, and you're going to say, here, take this, go kill Russians. And of course, what ends up happening is the Ukrainian soldier goes out, he faces the Russians untrained with in-laws that don't necessarily work. There are videos out there of a Russian tank at a crossroads taking 3 different hits, and he still managed to fight off the Ukrainians. So what's happening? Well, the Ukrainians who fired those in-laws get bloated up pretty quick. They become the fertilizer for the sunflowers and all that other shit that has been making the propaganda rounds. And we're really financing the death of Ukrainian kids and old men too, because it's last days of Germany. I've been saying this since it started. As soon as Zelensky started, he's, living in a bunker, old men and little boys going out to fight, and propaganda. Folks, you really need to start paying attention. And the Ukrainians are pissed. They seem to be very, very entitled. They're pissed that the American media is not carrying enough water for them. They're upset at the lack of support the American media is showing glorious Ukraino. Yeah, boy, I don't care. Slava Ukraini, hey, baby. You guys, the best thing you fellows can do is find you a bed sheet and start making white flags. Because I can tell you this, the Russians aren't going to give up. There isn't going to be any sort of a peace that is not in Russia's best interest. And if you think you're going to get Lugansk and Donetsk back, if you think you're going to get Crimea back, if you think you're getting Mariupol back, you're crazy. You're not going to have a coastline with the Black Sea while this thing is going on. It's not going to happen. And you may as well forget it. Sure, if you want to fight to the death, hey, that's on you, dude. It's your country. I can't say that I might necessarily not do the same. But then again, I look at the shit show the politicians are doing here, and I'm asking, why isn't there something going on? You know what? We had a huge shit show because somebody dumped a bunch, let me back up. We had a huge shit show here because somebody wanted to put a tax on a breakfast beverage, tea. And we went out and dumped a bunch of shit into a harbor, and we started a war over it. What I don't understand is how we can piss 40 billion down the toilet. We cannot have baby formula for our children. We don't have our border secured. We don't have affordable fuel. Speaking of which, I am at Sheetz right now, and we're $4.50 a gallon, folks. Yes, $4.50 a gallon. I miss Trump because I tell you what, Trump may have made a lot of people upset. He may have did a lot of mean tweets, but I could afford to fill up my vehicle for less than $100 a week. And now I'm up over $100 a week. Hey, that's great. That's great. Joe Biden's economy, baby. Embrace it. So anyhow, folks, that's about all I have time for. Remember, I don't have to stand with Ukraine to be an American, and you don't either. So we're not at war with Ukraine. We are not Ukraine's daddy. And everybody who thinks so can go pound sand up their ass. I do not care. I'm an American. I love my country. And right now, I'm pretty pissed off at my government. And I'm pretty pissed off at the political elites who don't give a shit about you, me, or you, but they really do give a shit about $40 billion to Ukraine. Have a nice weekend now that I've done pissed everybody off. Take care. Bye.